Bitch, I was about to drink the candle. Maybe I should put the candle on the other side and drink it over
Yeah, we too immature for this.
We might not.
Okay,
It's okay
maybe
though. Okay.
forget it. We
I'm
can
ready. I'm
always
ready
fix
when
it.
you are. Whatever. Why you want me to go back out and come back in as Anthony says? You want me to
I was thinking
I
like, all
need
right,
to
like in my head, I was like, what's our intro about to be? Like, we just about to be like, hey y'all, we here.
Hey.
We here.
Hey. There we go.
We are here.
Hey, how was your
Hey.
day?
My day was well. How was your day?
It was real productive. This is playtime right now.
Ooh, I was out in the snow.
We had sun today.
That's so
We
crazy.
had so much sun. I moved my plants from the back of the house to the front of the house. I'm like, y'all about to catch this.
That is crazy. That's so weird how the experience is so different because down south it looked like a winter, just like Michigan. Just
What did you end up getting Kingston to sled on?
it didn't work. He slid on, so it was like the top to a crate,
Okay.
but it's very it has like all these indents in it. It wasn't
The
like a
yellow
flat
one?
surface. Yeah, it wasn't like a flat surface. So he didn't go down the hill. It just stopped.
Well, cheers to Kingston's winter experience.
Right.
He ain't missing out.
Man, because we probably won't have another one for like 2 years. Hopefully not, because global warming really like scares me. So I was actually very happy to see snow here.
Global warming is in full effect because y'all got so much snow and we did
Right.
not.
It's been hailing all day. Like it hasn't stopped.
And the snow y'all got is like more than the snow we've got.
Y'all supposed to get it though, I think.
I think so too. Because when I saw them clouds move in today, I was like, oh, and I think it was like moving north. So I was just like, yeah, we're gonna get that next 2 days.
Good luck. So I guess you should go
Okay.
first because you're a older entrepreneur. You were like literally hustler into entrepreneur. So you've been about
Okay.
this.
And that's why this I'm from Cleveland. Bitch, I'm from Cleveland. That's why that fits because this is such a get it out the mud city. And that's literally, see, I wouldn't say mud though.
You definitely got it out the mud.
I mean, mud as far as like coming from nothing, but I didn't get it out the mud to where like my my starting point was like grimy. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
like
You
yeah,
you
like
you ran into some solid people along the way.
yeah, like I had support system and
Yeah.
it and then like Euclid being so small, it was easy. Okay, so like I do hair because I don't want the people to be like, well, what did she do? I do hair. Right now I do other things. So I got it out the mud and now like we moving on. But
So what are you trying?
I yeah, trying different things. But I I do hair and I did hair forever since 8th grade. Well, I started charging in the 8th grade, but I knew how to do hair since my little sister had hair. And that's why I would say I got it out the mud because I didn't get a chance to, or I wasn't presented a chance to go into the workforce before I started making money. So like
So you've been hustling since the
to
beginning.
yeah, like I all I know is cash in hand. Like I don't really know checks. I don't know W-2s. Like I don't know that stuff. So like that's the muddy part. Like I literally started off just doing hair, cash in hand, hand to pocket, pocket to retail. that was a hard part. Well, that is the hard part now. But that was success to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like because like my mother, she didn't buy school clothes for me after like 10th grade. Like I did that, or like going places, to the movies, to the mall, stuff like that. Um, shit, even like my first car, like everything was from my hustle.
Right.
And so that's like the bitch, I'm from Cleveland. Like I had to hustle. Like people from Cleveland hustle. But I I hate that that's something that we're proud of, because I'm not super proud of having to hustle, because there's so many things like wish I shoulda, coulda, woulda, and
Right.
I wish they had my back, and I wish I had that opportunity, and I wish I went to school, like shit like that. But it was definitely a success. But that success leading up until now was kind of like a hindrance in my career, because I could have been further if I wasn't just hustling. Like off the bat, I was hustling, and all I knew was hustle, and all I thought you should do is hustle. But now I see that there is a better way to go about things. So
How many years
later on,
into hair did you realize like you was hustling backwards?
uh let me see. So let's say I was 12 when I started getting cash for services. And what, I got married at 21. So I owned the shop at 22. So at 23 is when I knew like it's got to be a better way.
Man, you did
Like,
that so young. Now that I'm thinking
yeah.
about it, like, because like during the moment, it didn't seem as monumental as now, really looking back and being like, you was really married with kid at 21, owning the shop at 22. Like that's some
Everything.
loaded stuff
I,
with no resources to what to do.
yeah. Nobody ever sat me down and was like, okay, this is what you want to do. This is how you do it. It was literally like, okay, today I think I'm going to try this to get this done.
Yes. Oh my God. It's so draining.
It is.
It's
It's
so
like, and
draining.
then you know what? Like, I don't. The worst part about all of that is the resentment that I've built against like people that I felt like were supposed to teach me along my way, like people that I felt like were supposed to drop gems into my adulthood and stuff like that, that didn't. But then on the other hand, what they call this, like a catch 22 or something.
Yeah.
Like on one hand, it was like I have that resentment, but on the other hand, it's like I'm so thankful to to like I had the opportunity to not be sheltered.
Yeah.
Like that's an opportunity.
Yeah.
So I learned, like I will, y'all will learn. Like the business, the business came later. Like well after owning a salon, like the business came. But the just to have the opportunity to learn how to hustle, and just the no's I had to swallow. Like I get told like I know how to take rejection. Like duh, because like I ain't never had a job for real. Like I worked at Forever 21 and Dollar General from June 2012 to December 2012. Like I got both of the jobs in June, lost both of the jobs in December. So I've only worked for 6 months
Smart.
out of my life.
Wow.
And like I used to be like, well, like dang, like people know like where they money coming from every 2 weeks, and I gotta like pound the pavement. But I learned how to pound the pavement. Like I learned how to present myself. Like in order for me to gain a client, I have to give them my best self. Like a lot of people don't care about the hairstyles. Like they want to relate to you. They want to feel comfortable with you, stuff like that. So like literally had to get it out the mud, because in retail, I did not learn that. Like, it was all of what the company wanted you to be. But as Nene did it, like, I had to, now I realize I have to form a Nene that I can sell.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, what you see is what you get. Let me do your hair. Like, it was hard, but I learned through that. So again, on one hand, like, I'm glad I gained the experiences and the knowledge that came with that, with hustling. On the other hand, I wish that there was, because I grew up around entrepreneurs. Like, my family is built off of a business. So I wish that I was sat down and like given just tips and tricks and how to, yeah.
See, that's so crazy, because we're best friends and we are so opposite. Like my experience was completely different. Like, I did not grow up around entrepreneurship at all. Like, and it was
y'all was totally like corporate.
Yes. Like, I really trying to think of in my like immediate family. I guess my grandmother, I mean, she cleaned houses, but I don't know if she ever did it like for herself or if it was like she was kind of worked for a company. But that's the most entrepreneurial.
But she didn't not hand nothing down, because there's a lot shit. I clean my floors the way I do because of how you said your grandmother did it. So there was a hustle about her that she passed down.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I'm just realizing that, like, dang, I don't even know your grandma, but
the way she cleaned floors, like,
how we supposed to do it.
But yeah, like, my experience was completely different. Like, I just grew up around all working class people, so all I knew was like work, like from the beginning of time. But it was weird because I always would say, like, I don't see how people can walk in the same building every day for 30 years. Like, I would get miserable. Like, I would be looking around like, these are the same walls. And, you see, like, well, I guess you wouldn't know, but when you work in jobs, it'd be like people that be there for like 25 years. And I would just look at them like, how did you walk in the same door every single day for 25 years? Like, I could not fathom the idea. But it's like, in my family, if you say I'm not going to college or I'm not working, it's like, that was it.
Yeah.
And then they don't even tell you, again, there's no resources or tools to how to do it right. What jobs you can do. Like, everybody in the family worked for the city, like the trash man, social security office, banker, hospital, stuff like that. It was like very middle class.
I was going to say, so coming up in Cleveland for you was like
a very middle class experience.
Status quo, right? Go to school, get a job.
Yes, it's very, you work your way up in a company. You get good grades, follow directions, go to college, get a good job, work your way up into a company, retire, take a vacation. Like, that's the dream.
But you don't see how you're set aside. Like, I always have mentioned how different you were, like the pencil skirt bitch and all of that. Like, to me, for real, early on, you've always had this, but you've always had that like business, like, because I own a business, people looked at me like, oh, businesswoman. But I always looked at you like, no, you speak a different language. Like, you look different, you talk different, like you walk different, like you can go into a high rise.
I always felt so out, like an outcast. But it was like, I could never tell anybody like my real feelings because I never knew it existed. Like, to me, my mother used to always tell me, like, you got to have a hustle, you got to have a hustle. And it would constantly intimidate me because I wasn't crafty. Like, I don't know how to do hair. Like, again, we have to think of like a 15-year-old in middle class Cleveland. Like, there's only but so many, before social media, there's only but so many.
Yeah, I was about to say, especially that year, 2008, 2009.
Yeah, we're talking like between 2006 to 2011, that time period. So like, my mother is telling me like, you got to have a hustle, you got to have a hustle. Like, she would make me sell candy in middle school. I used to have the dollar candies in my locker. She would always make me do entrepreneurial things, but she would always like, you got to have a hustle. And the hardest thing for me was like, how do I monetize being smart? nobody teaches you where to go. So I constantly would just feel like an outcast because it's like I have to go into the working class. You got to get a job. And regardless if it's minimum wage or not, you're supposed to get a job and work your way up. So I'm in here like I'm miserable, but I don't know how to monetize being smart. It's like, it's the most defeating thing ever because you just constantly like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, I'm not supposed to be sitting here. I would be at work. Everybody be like, everybody would come in the spectrum and say like, you're not supposed to be here. And I would be like, so can somebody please tell me where I'm supposed to be? Because y'all telling me I'm smart, like just be smart. And it's like nobody's giving you any juice. And then even well into entrepreneurship, like even when I got, laid off after COVID and I went into web development, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just build websites. And I'm talking to these clients and they're like, wow, you need to talk to people. Like you just know so much business. And I'm just like, what is that? Like I'm supposed to talk to people? Like nobody knew what a business consultant was. So it was like, if nobody can tell me what this is, how am I supposed to find this? And it took a while to get to the point to realize, like my brother was like, yeah, you wrote a business plan for me like 6 years ago. I'm like, I did?
What?
Apparently I wrote a business plan about 6 years ago.
Ahead of yourself.
Yeah. And I to this day, people tell me stuff like, yeah, you told me to do this. And I'm like, I did? Okay.
Because you was wrong with it, Chelsea.
And I
always looked up to that side of you. Like that girl is gonna have an office.
Like, it's so crazy because I was so lost for so many years. Like even in college, like I wanted to be in marketing. I wanted in college, my dream was to make Pepsi commercials. I just wanted to be in a big boardroom and I wanted to make the Pepsi commercials. I wanted to be the one that picked which Pepsi commercial made it to the Super Bowl.
Oh, I ever told you about Juice and his dream? I need to connect y'all.
We've talked, like we haven't talked, I feel like the way that we should talk, to where it's like that connection of like vibes. It's very just kind of like, hey, hi, bye, this is what's up. I'll let you know. Talk to you again.
Well, I'm gonna form a meeting. I'm gonna be like a matchmaker, but for
business
entrepreneurs. Yeah, business matchmaker, because y'all can definitely like, even like with where you are right now, he's definitely somebody to learn from.
Yeah,
because I know you have a passion for marketing, and he is like the marketer for the largest cannabis grower in Ohio.
That's dope. And it's crazy because I never knew, like, I always have these amazing ideas. Like a person will come to me and they'll say, I want to do this. And I'm like, you should name it boom, boom. Like something that I can't even say an example because I'm gonna probably give somebody $1 million idea. Like that's just how quickly it comes off the top of my head. I'm like, no, just do this because nobody's doing that. And then it's like the whole time I'm not realizing what this is. And nobody knows in our community what this is. So I'm just like, living and existing as like a consultant and a marketing exec working at Spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm making business plans, but I have no idea. Like this is a job. This is something that you can do on your own and you don't have to rely on a 9-to-5.
Right.
And it took so to get
when you went to college, like you had an idea of business, right?
Yeah.
And you were in a business school. It was there, or did you learn a huge difference from being an entrepreneur? Okay, so going to business school then and being an entrepreneur now, like, is there a difference in the thought processes?
Yeah. So what I will say is going to a business school at a HBCU, Clark Atlanta University, because you just have to say that as a HBCU. Right. You can't just leave that unattended to. The illustrious institution.
I was about to say,
going to an HBCU, I will say, like going to Clark Atlanta, it just changed my mind. Like, again, I'm from middle class Cleveland, Ohio. Like I don't see successful Black people. I see just a lot of middle class struggling people. And then you go to Atlanta and in HBCU, and it's just like Black excellence. And in the business school, they really pound into your head how to be Black in corporate America. Like how,
Okay.
like it's a very structured way of how your resume should look, how your hair should look. Everything has to be a certain way because you're the 1/10. And in order to get where you're trying to go to make room for the rest, you got to walk a very tight line. So it didn't teach me how to be an entrepreneur, but as an entrepreneur, I know how to be a businesswoman. Like, so a lot of entrepreneurs, like you said, you kind of hustling through your current personality, not realizing that it's an on and off switch. Like when it's business, is business. This is contractual.
Yeah.
We are handling business. You see the person that is signing the check. That's it. Versus, customer service is extremely big to me. Integrity is very big to me. How you look, your deliverance, being on time, making sure if you say you're going to do something, you do it, you deliver it, is always your best work. Like I learned that. But being an entrepreneur, no. That was definitely a very humbling journey. But I think going to business school made me know how to turn a hustle into an enterprise.
Yeah.
So my mindset is like, okay, we hustling now, but we're going to be an enterprise. Like my mindset is publicly traded at the end of the day.
I love when people from Cleveland go to school because it's like the most valuable shortcut. No, for real, because what you just explained,
it's a culture shock.
It's where I just got like integrity. Like once you said that, I'm like, bet, because I knew like you should be prompt, prepared, and polite. And I got that from Forest Park Middle School. But
I was like, that sounds so familiar. Why was that on a t-shirt?
Man, wait, that stuck with me. Like, shout out to Forest Park, whoever was the principals then. 07. Right. The prompt, prepared, and polite like really stuck with me. So that's like that's what I present first with my business. But I didn't learn to do that until I had to like bump my head a few times. Like I had to get bad reviews to learn integrity with my business, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think like that's important. And that's when I learned that I am a business versus I just do hair or I'm just an entrepreneur. No, I have a business. Like, so you got taught that, like you took the ultimate shortcut, because that's like first
we had to do elevator pitch
everything
in business school. Like I was really heartbroken when I had to drop out because like I didn't care about going to psychology class and going to, math class, but going to business class,
whole nother video.
Like
you done dropped out of school and here you are.
Right. Here I am. But business school, like it's just naturally always been in me. And I've never, you kind of go through life and you don't realize the signs, especially as you're young, you don't see the callings as like now looking back, I see so like, oh, that makes sense. Like that's why that was there. That's why that roadblock was there. I see it now, but I have always been a business-minded person, and going to a Black business school, that shit changed my entire perspective on everything. It instantly, for one, it was a culture shock. I've never seen people drive around in Maseratis and BMWs like you saw. It was very few and far in between. But to see it every day and to be like, all of this is obtainable as long as you kind of keep a certain structure, it definitely was like an instant shortcut. That's why I would tell people I would never change my half college experience for anything, because those 2 years taught me so much. Like, and then dropped out, and I don't think I took anything else from college.
But you took the important things. I'm envious, because that you took, like I said, that was a shortcut. Like you don't have to bump your head to know a lot of things. You just have to execute.
Yeah. And it really, like, even I would say even having a job, like naturally being a business person and then working in customer service and sales and all of these different things, it's like I'm naturally a business minded person, but now I'm being introduced to customer service, to sales, to IT. So I'm just adding experiences. So now, as an entrepreneur, as a business consultant, I can tell you how to make sure your sales, like what strategic things you need as far as sales go. I can tell you what needs to be in place, you know, if you're dealing with IT, because if you're in an IT environment, that's a completely different mindset than the sales environment. So even how you manage your teams have to be different. IT people are normally very secluded people. We're very quiet. We don't want to be bothered. You don't really have to micromanage us. The sales department is always where the party at because they talk. They all about vibes and looks and who getting the most money and whose ego is biggest. So it's like even how you deal with that. Like I got all of that from working a job, but it's like I'm as a businesswoman, I'm collecting data along the way. Like, okay, my business gonna have a sales department. My business gonna have an IT department. So I'm knowing like, okay, I won't be here for long, but I'm taking all these steps on the way up. So it's like you kind of like, I'm happy for I'm happy for the experience this way because I do have the customer service side, which when you start out more so your way, you lack customer service.
No, for real. I didn't
like from the bad reviews
because of my upbringing.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't a rude person.
Right.
And I knew, like, we know how I am, but I knew how to like code switch as far as like being a professional went. So like I'm like, even in the house when we all stayed in that apartment, I'm like, can y'all not be smoking and stuff when my clients are here? And I want to make sure everything is clean and I'm prepared and still get them out in a timely fashion. Like I knew that, but there was just other things. But the majority definitely in my industry definitely lacks
your industry
integrity.
Bro, there is the customer service and integrity is very few and far in between.
I don't even understand. I mean, like, we touch people for a living. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, I'm gonna touch you. So from the first interaction to after I've touched you, like after I've done your hair and you leave, like that needs to all be like smooth and like suave. Like it needs to be good because it's like close human to human contact. So I don't understand. That's why like bad reviews in the beauty industry, like clients be so heartfelt with their stuff, but it'd be like, this girl was rude and I let her touch me. Like that's how I think about it. So it like anybody that deals with the public like this close, even like mechanics, because you're dealing with somebody's like one of their major investments, like their car. Like I feel like everybody needs integrity. Everybody needs to come at their customers correct. In the salon, I would tell them, I wouldn't have to tell everybody, but it was mentioned like your client, treat your client like clients is always right. Even if the client ain't right.
Like to a certain extent, like just let them go on. As long as nobody's disrespecting you. Like I had to get to that point too. It's just like it is what it is.
Because like, we want returning customers.
Yeah, let people feel like they pay your bills, even if they don't. Okay, like let them. Who cares? Yes. Let them. That's all they have.
Sit in your face and say that. Like, well, I know how much I paid for my hair last year, so I feel like I paid for your this or that. And who want to have that conversation? Just meet Miss Susie at the door, ask her how her grandkids are doing.
Like that's all they have. Like I think that's definitely one lesson I've learned. It's 2021. It's been some.
Look, where are we?
Where are we? We all so scarred. We don't know where we are. It's been a big ass blur for the past 2 years. So 2021 would definitely be my most reflective year. And I definitely learned like just let people have it. Really just let people have it because that's all they have over you is a statement that you didn't give them any money. You didn't give them anything but a statement that they're going to hold on to. Like when people be like, feel like they, oh yeah, I was there when such and such was shooting in the, okay, you got that. All you have is a memory. And you're going to
That's
continuously
it.
repeat this memory over and over and over again. Meanwhile, I have made so much money in the time from the first time you made that statement to the day I gave it to you. Like, I don't care because the entire time I'm getting money. I'm not about to stress myself out over people and, you know, feeling like I need to let them know who I am and where I stand. Whatever, you got it.
Nope. Because as long as you got your integrity,
That's all.
Okay, my bad.
So currently, for everyone who knows, Nini did it from 2012 until now. Who is the new? Because we're going into a new decade. We're old.
I know.
Yeah.
Look, you said 2012 to now in my head. I was like, that was 10 years.
Yes. So we literally have had 10 years of baggage in our adult lives. So going into the new decade of being an official grown woman, where are you going and why are we here today? Where are you going?
Okay. I'm here. Look, I'm like, where am I? No, because
where are you on
that's why I like this series that we're creating, because they're gonna learn so much.
Yes.
So I don't want to give
because we really just
away.
be out here just guessing every day.
Yes.
People don't know. We just be out here guessing every day. We just be taking
because honestly, transparent moment
and laughing about it.
I'm lower now. What I feel. Now outside looking in, because I get it. Like people are like, oh my God, no. Like, no, I'm lower now than I was in 2012. And I'll explain further. Like my momentum isn't there. As far as like how quickly I plan to execute my ideas and stuff like that, like the wheels never stop spinning. So the ideas are constantly there. Like I'm always writing something down. But like 10 years ago, it would be like, write something down tonight, execute tomorrow. But it's not like that anymore. Factors that play into that are, so I started as just a hairstylist, but now I'm not just a hairstylist. And actually, to be identified as a hairstylist is a pet peeve, because I've grown so much, I've learned so much that I don't feel like just a hairstylist. So that's kind of why, like, I feel like 10 years ago, I was up here. Like, I knew who I was, right. I knew what I was doing, but now I'm kind of like starting over. Like, I got all these different things. I'm hairstylist, I'm teacher, I'm coach, I'm mom, I'm girlfriend, like I'm everything. And shit, being a daughter, like that's huge right now. So like it's like
that should be an episode.
And I guess that
has to be an episode. We add that to the end of the list.
Yeah, add that. Please add that. But I guess it makes sense that because I got all these different things going on, that or all these different roles that I've grown into over the past 10 years, that first role kind of like
it depreciates.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to rename it, I'm trying to rebrand it, I'm trying to do all types of stuff. And like I said, I don't like being just a hairstylist because I'm so past that. Everybody knows I want to retire by 30. So being just a hairstylist, like, no. So like that's where I was and am here. Like I knew what I was, but now I'm just revamping marketing, and it's so crazy.
You want to know the Pepsi commercial in my head right now?
Yeah.
So in my head, I saw like hairstylist. It's like hairstylist, and then you should like redefine all the meanings of a hairstylist. Like that should be like a whole content strategy. Yeah, see, it just pops in my head.
I have like 5 pages of this idea because we spoke about it months ago.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do like a clubhouse where there was like, what's a hairstylist and what's a beautician and all of that. And I really wish there was like another name.
Because I feel like
Like,
nobody's really stepping up right now and really redefining the role or like what a hairstylist is. Like everyone, because it's such a hustle mentality. Like most people become hairstylists because they've been doing hair. Like that's normally how it starts. It's like you've been doing hair, you did somebody's hair growing up, and you learned how to braid. You ended up doing all your cousins, sisters, friends, whatever's hair, and then you made your way into hairstylist. You always been
boom, hairstylist.
right.
Fuck
Boom,
your other dreams. Hairstylist.
And then you just keep doing that, but nobody's actually going behind and being like, no, this is a billion-dollar corporation. Like, you literally hit $1 million out of $1 billion. Like,
that's it. I know I've made $1 million. I probably made 2. I'm serious. And this is not enough for me. But I learned in hair school, the least amount of money you can make is behind the chair. And that's why I'll be like 30, I'm out. So I'm giving my life a chance to pivot right now because I'll be 29 in March. So I'm giving myself a chance to pivot. So over the next year, I can kind of put hairstyling where I want it. Like I keep saying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the beginning of the day is what I want my career as far as behind the chair to be.
Yeah.
Other than that, all other hours of the week, I'm trying to be teaching or that's realistic.
Yeah, because it's like for one, you can't maintain and grow a business at the same time. So essentially you have to find a way to maintain what you have in order to go and grow something. Because if you constantly trying to maintain Monday through Friday and grow Monday through Friday, something ain't gonna grow or be maintained. Like you dropping the ball somewhere. So it's like nip that you've maintained it. You figured out Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm sorry, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's it. That's all you get. Everything else is left for me to grow. Like this is a part of growing. You have been categorized. If you want to be maintained, if you want your hair maintained, you must fall into my maintain calendar. Everything else must be a part of flourishing.
That's about to be a post. Because right now my books is only
I need to make
it's still Tuesday to Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m., which means you can book my last appointment will come around 1 or 1:30. That's it. You can't see me after 3.
That's all I got for you. If I worked at Target and Target scheduled me, if I worked at Target and Target scheduled me from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 a.m. to 1, you're not gonna see me in Target after that time. So
period.
That's your schedule. That's the schedule your boss gave you.
So it's your turn. Your 2012 to 2022.
Wow. That really has been
yes, bitch, because let me drink for you.
Has been a very
I feel like your entrepreneurial experience has been so much more, what would I say when there's like a variety, like broader, because you, like we've discussed, like you've had jobs and you have ideas, and there's just like, I'm excited to hear from 12 to 22, like what
nonsense
is that?
Just chaos. When I look back, it's just like it's funny, but it's like it's like whew. I was just telling Quinn, like, this has been like, we need to unpack the last decade. Like we've been through a lot in a decade, as individuals, as in a relationship, like this is, as entrepreneurs, we need to like unpack all of this. But I will say,
and you've been outside of Cleveland for
so long.
11 years.
Yes. No, 10. Because this is the 10th year. Because I would have started college August. So what are we in? January? So yeah.
Okay. That's a long time.
Yes. And it's very, how do I say this? I don't feel like I fit in anywhere. Because I don't. Like, I truly feel like the biggest weirdo. Like at this point, at this stage in my life, 10 years removed, I feel like the definition of an outcast. Like, I just feel like I don't fit in because a part of me has a very humbling upbringing. therefore being in this current world of like entrepreneurship and, you know, having a certain level of money and finances and just the professionals you're around, you like, you got a level of like, you still got the hood to you. So like certain things be like, you know, you have a hood mentality, or you have a very, you know, you have a chip on your shoulder to a certain extent, just from your upbringing. And then also, but then when you're in that environment, you just like clutching my pearls. What is going on here? What are we doing right now? Why are we all
That's
fighting?
funny because I never knew which Chelsea would come out. Like when we were around, especially like if we go out or something, like I never know if the Chelsea that's like, okay, is gonna come out, or the what the hell is this?
It's like, it's very, because it's like sometimes I be with it. Like I have to mentally prepare myself, like, okay, we're going there. So it's like, what do you show up as? But now I'm learning to just like, I'm learning to be me in those spaces. Like I'm learning, but it's a very, like, I feel more of a nerd today than I've ever felt. Like I feel very outcast, but definitely 2012 to 2022. So starting off struggling in a 9 to 5, yeah, it's the paycheck to paycheck life. I'm happy I started there. Put it that, because I realized today that a lot of my hardships were lack of information and bad habits.
Yeah, like
'Cause
instant gratification.
instant gratification, not knowing how to like money management, not understanding my resources available to me. So it was very hard. Like the paycheck to paycheck to life was very struggling. It just never seemed like you could get ahead. Like it's just like there's always another bill due. And then you live in a city that's so expensive. It's just like you can never, you know, get up. But I think what definitely helped me was having a partner who was the complete opposite of me, who was grew up in a hustle mentality. He grew up, you know, in a very, you know, dog eat dog environment. So he's been a hustler since he was 5, you know? So his mindset is always like, we got this, we can do this. And mine is always like, we have to budget, we don't have enough money. And, you know, so he was the one that slowly but surely helped me get out of that mentality. And because looking back, it was like I was so afraid to do anything because everything was dependent on this job. And if I lost this job, I wouldn't be able to do anything, not realizing that this is a job. Like, that's it. It's JOB. It's just 3 letters. It's nothing more than a job. Like, that's it. And I would say 2020, I realized that these should just be jobs.
That's when you got laid off.
Yeah. That was the best day I ever got fired.
That's crazy.
Yes. And it was, I look back now, because I remember I called you and I was like, all right, look, I got this $500 in cash. It's been sitting in my wallet. Your calling you was the first entrepreneurial decision I made.
What did we talk about?
I was just like, I got $500 in my wallet and let's start this hair business. Because we had been talking about starting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it was just at that moment, because I was like, I was in this job and I was doing everything right.
Oh, my bad. I just looked out this window and it's so much snow falling from the sky.
I told you. Told you.
Oh my God. Okay, my bad.
But no, it was like I was doing everything right at this job and they fired me and they was just like making me like I was stupid. And I'm just like, dang. Like, okay, so you know how Darnice, our friend, she used to always get fired from jobs and she would always have these horrible, like, they just hate me. And I'll be like, girl, don't nobody hate you like that in my mind. I've told her this before too. But I'm just like, everybody just don't hate you. But that was the first time I experienced people just like really hating me. And I felt bad. Like, dang, Darnice wasn't lying. Like, people really just be hating.
Didn't hate you either.
But
God
like,
allows things to happen
really,
to you for a reason.
yeah.
You were ready.
And I'm just sitting here like I'm doing everything right. And these people just keep telling me like, you're not doing good enough. You're not keeping up with sales. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. And then they fired me. And I just like was like, I will never again let somebody take food out my child's mouth because they feel like I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And what do you
That's
do?
crazy when you're in that environment, you let, or not let, because you kind of don't have a choice when it's like your livelihood, but you, shit, I don't have to live it. So you kind of become a victim of someone telling you your worth, or
Yes.
someone telling you what you're good at and what you're bad at. Like, fuck
Everything in
what
corporate
you
America is based on
know,
title.
somebody else is telling you.
Yes. That's all
That's
it is. It's
crazy.
based off everything you do is just based off what people feel like you're good at. And then it's just a manipulation. It's just like a whole bunch of lies and deceit all the way to the top, really. Cause you're always like climbing the corporate America ladder is like politics. It's like an episode of Scandal. Like that's corporate America. It's like how to get away with
That's
murder.
crazy.
That's all it is. Whatever your like most favorite crime, Grey's Anatomy, shit, it's like that too. It's just all about climbing your way past one person, and then you have people like some people who just don't care about the position, but you know, people that do care feel like they care, and they do them dirty just to get past them. So it just, and then it's like an enslavement because this company tells you when you can be happy, when you need to wake up, when you need to go to sleep, how much money you're going to make. Your pay raises is based off what the company feels like you deserve. So you could work your ass off and feel like you deserve a $5 raise, and the company could be like, well, our budget only allows for 47 cents.
Wow.
But what you gonna do? It's very, and then when you're a person like me, who I am just such a, my brain and everything is just so like more, it's just like, oh, y'all got me fucked up. No.
No, for real. Because we already discussed how, like, I think we was on the phone the other day and we discussed how where we are now, the wages that people get. Like, that's why I'm thinking about this, because I'm like, dang, we didn't even discuss that. We didn't discuss the treatment behind the wages, but we just discussed the dollar amounts. And it's like, you never about to give me this for 1 hour.
No,
Like, you never about to give me
you
$17
never,
for
you're never
one
about to make, like,
hour.
I know for a fact, like, there is no amount of money. Like, I know that what's in here is worth $3,000 an hour easily. I know
Period.
because I know I have
Period.
so many solutions that people need. Like, you're not about to make me feel like I'm worth $15 an hour. I might do it. Like, you know, when I was working part-time at Costco, like I was, you know, I was making $16 an hour stocking boxes and it was easy, but nobody knew the whole time I was at Costco stocking boxes, I was listening to business podcasts. The whole time I'm just stocking boxes, but I'm listening to Earn Your Leisure. I'm learning how to open a franchise. I'm learning how to, you know, build a hair business. I'm learning what digital real estate is. I'm learning how to, you know, invest in the stock market. So yeah, it looked like I'm just stocking these boxes, but that AirPod is teaching $1 million. So they like, you don't ever, the managers love me because they said I never cared about nothing because I'm like, this is a job. I don't care. This shit requires stocking boxes. Like you're not about to sit here and make me feel like my brain capacity is only maxed out at boxes. Like
Yeah.
but I could see the
Yeah.
difference from the worker versus the boss because the other people, they're just like, this is stupid, or they won't give me Saturdays off, or this supervisor said, like, it's just so much drama over $15 an hour. In my mind, I'm like, I'm about to stack these fucking boxes while I listen to this podcast and be away from my kids. Like,
We don't want nobody to feel like they $15 is
because you have to do what you have to
lesser
do, and
than.
it's hella
Yes.
times that I had to do what I had to do, and I still will. But now, like, if you no, that's not an option for me. I just know too many ways to make money. Like it literally can't be an option for me because I know too many ways to make a dollar that I can make $1 24 times before I'm about to make $15 an hour.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. No, that $15 is like, hi, how are you? That's how much that costs. $15. I'm serious.
Which is honestly why in COVID, like I would be like, why are y'all so mad that people took advantage of these COVID benefits? Like, it is very hard out here. And I think that's too where a lot of like, I'm very emotionally attached to my humble upbringings. So like,
Yeah.
I don't like, my heart is heavy for those in poverty. And I was just talking to my cousin the other day because we were talking about one of the biggest survivors' remorses is being able to live a happy life, but not being able to afford for your family to live a happy life, and the survivor's remorse that comes with that, and how we constantly have anxiety. And I was like, you're speaking to the motherfucking choir, because I can afford it for me, but I'm not where I can afford it for y'all yet. But because I understand the struggle, I am so like emotional. Like, I don't play about people in poverty. So like, I'm like, why
Yeah.
are y'all mad that people was working at McDonald's and they took advantage of, regardless if you feel like it was, you know, morally correct or whatever, like you can't be mad at somebody for being tired of being tired. Like, let
Yeah.
them
It was
have
like,
that
this is
money.
out here. I gotta do what I gotta do.
You can't tell
'Cause
people, well, you need to do better. And why would you pick fast food? And then when they pick an option that gives them better, now you want to call them criminals and crooks and thieves and everything else.
right.
Like, no, they took a break and they deserve that break.
Everybody deserves a break.
Everybody
Shit,
deserves a break.
especially niggas in Cleveland. Because one thing about our city, nobody's everybody's hustling. Everybody's moving. There are a lot of people
Everybody
stuck
moving, but nobody
on
going
like
nowhere.
hamster wheels. Exactly. There's a lot of people moving, not going nowhere. But I can say that niggas in Cleveland be thinking like they don't want to be stuck. The majority, I can't say they don't want to be stuck, but we just lack the resources, and that's
Yeah.
why I like our ideas, like coming from Cleveland and having these, like how you said, you care about people in poverty and teaching these kids. I've gained that. I've been so sheltered, even being homeless. I had it, like
That's some
that.
shit.
I forget about that shit. I forget that I did not have nowhere to
Because when I
go.
was
That
homeless, I
your
lived
mother
in a
took
very nice
me in.
house. I lived in a nice house.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I'm like, yo, mama took me in. That's a very comfortable place to be. My best friend goes to college. I get to take her bedroom. That's great. If I didn't have nowhere to go, I could still do a sew in and go sleep in a hotel. That was awesome.
Right.
Like when I separated and didn't have nowhere to go, I still could sleep in my shop. That was cool. Like
Right. It's
there,
so many resources that a lot of people, that's what like makes me so passionate, because people are like, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? And it's like, no, like I really want to help my people. Like, we really don't understand. It's like I'm sitting here and I'm learning in college and everywhere else. I'm learning all this stuff about businesses. I'm learning how to build business credit. I'm learning how to franchise a business. I'm learning how to go get government contracts, and you know what I'm saying, how to get a nonprofit and get grants and do all of these things that provide generational wealth, not only for you, because if I can help you build a business, you gonna employ your people. So now we're
yep,
building businesses and we're employing our community, because I think Black people own, like African Americans, we is where our business ownership is like somewhere in the millions, but we only
yeah,
employ like 5% of our community. We don't even, I think a majority of, and I haven't read this document in a very long time, but a majority of Black owned businesses only have between 1 to like 10 employees.
yeah.
So it's like,
I mean,
okay,
but that's a whole thing. That's a whole subject because you got to look at how Black people patronize Black businesses.
but it's like
Like, if we
we don't
not
even
getting,
know how to get these things. All we know how to do is open
no,
a corner store, or open up a hair salon or a barbershop. We don't know how to build an enterprise.
that's why integrity and ethic is like first and foremost. Because after that, you're going to get the money because you're going to get
Yes.
the clientele or you're going to get your patrons. Like, you're going to make those sales. You're going to profit. When you become an employer, because that, I think that's when
That's a big thing.
a lot of shit, yeah, that's when a lot of shit either go hella right or hella wrong when you become an employer. But I
Yes.
think it go hella right when your goal is to become an employer. Like when your goal is to make sure somebody else's child eats.
Right.
Like that's when shit goes right.
Yeah.
And I think in Cleveland, like I said, a lot of people are moving, and it's a lot of people moving, going places. It's a lot of people moving, staying stuck. It's a lot of people with great ideas. One thing about our city, like shit opens quick, but it closed quick too. And I think that's because feeding families, like your ideas, feeding a stranger's family has to be your goal.
Yes.
Like you have to want to be
because
an
you're going
employer
with a certain level of responsibility. Like I'm not coming in here playing on games. I got to make sure my kids
yes.
eat, they kids eat, they kids eat. I got to make sure all y'all eat. And I'm big too.
Because I don't know payroll. I'm the only person on my payroll, and it's stressful than a bitch trying to pay me.
I'll tell you,
but I feel like the motivation would be like top tier if I had.
And it allows you, it make you hire people that can work for you. That's the biggest thing. Is like when you have a higher goal in mind, you pick people more strategic. Like even think about when we talk about the first time we got a big check versus now. Our moves with them big checks be different. Like when we first got a big check, we shopping, we here, we there, we trying to be seen. We trying to be seen. Now when we get a big check, we quiet as fuck. We trying to be heard. Like you gonna hear.
I cash that check and that money's still sitting over there. I do that not. That check
gonna sit there. It serves a true purpose. Like I don't care where you see me, how you see me, and what you see me in. But trust and believe, like it's just you move so much different when the goal is larger than you. When the goal is just you move so slimy, and you always, no matter what, karma gonna come
slimy. Back. That's the word, because it be reckless.
It's so reckless.
That's what I'm saying. Like. But when growing you up with a purpose as an entrepreneur, just money, cash. I'm the one in the strip club. Like, all right, come on, let's go get $200 more. All right, let's go get $200 more. Like, for what? Now I'm like, shit, that costs $5.99. I'll
be looking at some now.
For some butter.
Let me tell you, a pack of donuts cost $5. It was like $5.29 in Edmondson donuts. I'm like, these supposed to be $3.19. Oh, COVID got me tripped. Y'all really tripped.
No, you be like, let me see how long my gas can stay at half a tank.
Man, what?
Let's just see.
You just move so different. It's hilarious because when I tell you I can go without, like, and not even like you're trying to go without, because I'm always gonna make sure I'm good, but I don't need to be seen. Like
the priorities change.
Your priorities change.
Your priorities become your business. Like in the beginning, it's like, oh, I want my business to put money in my pocket. Now it's like, I want my business to make money to go back into my business. Like the priorities change. It'd be like, make my house cute and invest. That's it.
That's all I need. That's all I care about. I just want a comfortable house and I want residual income. That's it. Like I don't need the latest and greatest of anything. Do I like to have nice things? Yes. Do I love a designer bag? You bet it. But let me tell you, if it ain't 6 times that, if I can't buy that bag 10 times, that bag won't be coming out of my account.
Right.
And if I'm cool, like I don't need it, I'm good. Like every now and then, yeah. And then when you start getting to the point where that's chump change, then yeah, it's chump change. But that ain't chump change to me right now. Like I could do it, but I could do so much more with my money.
You want to know what's chump change right now that I need to stop? Please tell me to stop.
What?
Because I think I just got it. I keep buying movies on Amazon.
You need to stop.
I'm like,
looking at you, I'll be like, that's a stars. Come on, let's go to the stars app. I will search the app. Google said it'd be available for free on Disney Plus in 2 weeks, baby. We'll see it. I'm not playing no more. Like I learned my lessons the hard way. Like, I am, and it's like, it took me so long to get to this place to be able to like say no. Like my gratification is so delayed when I tell you, like, I'm happy for 10 years from now. Like everything I'm thinking about is like, oh, in 10 years, like, yeah, I'm about to be 29, but baby at 39, getting ready for 40, like that's what I'm excited about. I'm cool. Like, because I know that where I'm at now is the lowest I'm gonna go. And right now I'm pretty fucking comfortable, if I'm just being honest. Like I know I can maintain this life, and I can maintain this life having to go, getting a 9 to 5. I know I can do it. So this will be my
That's
low.
why it's low, because it's
This is
too
my lowest.
easy.
Yeah. So to everybody else, this looks like, oh, she living a life. She got this big house. She got this foreign car. She got this. She got whatever. I know what I'm blessed,
No.
but this ain't.
Sis want a teach space. Okay.
Sis want a library and an office.
Brick and mortar firm. Okay.
Right. Like I am trying to build an entire Black owned consulting firm. Fuck a Louis bag. Fuck a Louis bag.
Yes.
And we gonna do that.
No, because we don't do that shit. When I be listening to my students think so low of life, and it's not their fault.
Because
I was there. I used to want to be a lawyer, and now I be sitting like, did I cheat myself? No, because like if I was a lawyer, I would have been bored by now.
You probably would have still made your way. You probably would still made your way to educating. You would have been a lawyer.
Yeah.
For Black kids, you would have made your way. But
yeah, because this my niche. This is my soul work right now. Yeah, I be listening to them like, yes. That's why, like, I will teach the kids business all day. I will teach them whatever they want to know all day. I will hold their hands and be the liaison to whatever resources they need to succeed all day long, for free, for a fee, whatever. Yeah. I don't care, because they think so low. Like they think like how we feel like we're at our low, they feel like that's the end game. Yeah. Like when somebody says sky's the limit, they looking at Miss Nene like that's the sky right there.
And that like, used to be baby, my sky. Like that used to be my limit. Like I be looking at people like, I be thinking back to high school. Like I just wanted to have a good job and be able to like, look cute.
That's it.
Have a family, travel. And I don't even think traveling was something. It was just like, I don't know what this is it looked like, because it was so low. I don't even think it looked like anything but just a middle-class life.
That's it. That's all it was.
Besides a Pepsi exec, but I still didn't even know how to define that life. It like literally in my mind at 18, I would be a Pepsi exec, but probably come home to my house in Euclid, Ohio. Like I had no understanding.
A bungalow. That was the end game, remember?
A bungalow. We did want to just buy bungalows.
But 2 bedrooms and an attic, that was our end game. What? 1.5 bathrooms, maybe. Oh my God. We thought success was
no garbage disposal.
What?
Maybe AC. Maybe AC.
Maybe central air. That's so crazy.
And now our goals yes. So it's so humbling to me, because that's why, like, I think because I reflect so much, because even I think Darnice told me one day, because I was like, I don't really have a lot of active memories from like high school and below. Like people will be like, hey, you remember when such and such happened? And I'll remember it. Like I have memories, but there's a lot of memories that people have with me in them, and I really don't remember. And it's not because like it wasn't a very fun experience, but I've just had so many experiences from then till now that it faded. And I've been reflecting a lot. So I'm starting to realize like how humble our beginnings was as a mindset. And it's like, I got cousins right now whose beginnings is 10 times worse than me, like 10 times, like projects, like drugs, like everything. And it's just like, those babies deserve a chance. And like, I got little cousins who look at me like, oh, let me get $50 because they see me driving a BMW. But it's like, they have no idea that they can get this. Like they have no idea. It's just like, oh, she rich. I'm not rich.
No, I hate that word actually nowadays.
At all.
My daughter thinks I'm rich. I really like.
Like I'm not.
I'm
like,
amped to break her heart.
Like to see my bank account? I'm not rich.
Like,
are my bills paid?
Chick-fil-A today.
Yeah. Are my bills paid? Yes. Are my bills high? Yes. But I'm still not rich.
Right. And high bills don't make you rich. I want the world to know that too. Because I think people look at us, my thing is 30. People look at us, I think like, especially like when I moved to Charlotte, you were already in Charlotte, you had lived in Atlanta, like I know the details of your life. And I'd be like, ooh, sister made it. But other people look at your life like, damn, Chelsea is just that bitch. And then they be like, they moved to Charlotte.
Do you know how many panic attacks I have had along the way? Like alone.
Yeah.
Alone. Not next to
it'd be hard. Again, rewind back to the beginning when you have very few people dropping gems that are significant on that path. Like, that shit is hard.
It's so hard. And people look at
I aspire to be the person that help people not do that.
Yes. Like, it's like, it's an easier way. I keep telling people, like, I can tell you everything I know how to do, and it still won't take money out my pocket. I could sit here for 17 hours on this video, and I can tell you every single thing is in my brain and how to do it. And you still won't take $1 from me, because how you do it is going to be 10 times different than me. And because there are 1 billion people in this world, like, you going to help somebody that I was never even meant to meet. I was never meant to meet this person. Like, when I realized, when I always ask people, do anybody know Mia from Glamaholics? She make accessories. And I always ask people, like, do you know Glamaholics? And they be like, no. But Mia owns this company, and she like has 1 million followers. She has this great accessory line. Like, I've watched her from the beginning of her journey until now. Like, now she got a trucking business, like baby girl living a life, doing a thing. And when I tell you, every single time I ask somebody if they know this girl, because it keeps proving to me that your dollar ain't my dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, I don't have to compete with you.
They just, as long as you be consistent and stay in your lane. I just told somebody this. I forget why I even told them that, but I'm like, just stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane. I have to tell myself that in the shop. I have to tell myself that when I'm in the school, because I'm not a teacher by education. I'm a teacher by contract. And the looks I'll get, or the thoughts I'll have, like the self-talk that's kind of negative that I'll give myself, because I feel like, what is it, Stockholm syndrome? Like, I don't feel like I belong. Like, that that should be heavy, okay?
That's what people just be like, you got it figured out. I'll be like, okay, I just had a 45 minutes ago, bitch. You are seeing I got to get it together face. Like, you are seeing the I am responsible for my own paycheck face. That's what you are seeing.
That's like, baby, this don't smell like success to me.
Like, get your ass up, wipe your tears, and figure out a fucking solution. That is it. Like, that's
stay in your lane, be consistent. That's really what God has been saying to me lately. Stay in your lane. Like, don't look left or right. You know what you're trying to do. Keep your eyes on that. Be consistent. One thing I have lacked, because of how I got it out the mud and it just so happened to be successful, I lack discipline and consistency. Because I can get, like, now it's slow. I look at my books, it's like I'm probably going to make like 300 over the course of the whole week, where that's my daily quota when I'm in the shop. 300, like, at least I need to make that much. So that's a very slow week, where my week adds up to one day's quota.
Right.
But I told myself, I'm like, you're not posting to the point where people don't think you're doing hair because you're not posting. Right. But like, whatever, I'm trying to revamp. So I give myself that. But bottom line is, I'm not being consistent on social media. I'm not being consistent with communicating with my clients. There were other things from, if we still talking, the past 10 years that I wasn't consistent on. Mm-hmm. And then discipline. Like, I don't do the same thing over and over a lot. As far as like positive things, like I'll do the same thing for 6 months, see great results, and then be like, okay, I'm done. Like, like, inconsistent fuck. Like, and people think that I'm just so successful when I be like, no, dude, I'm really like digging my own grave right now as far as business is, because you need to stay in your lane, mind your business, and be consistent and be disciplined.
Right.
That's
No,
like the name of the game.
it's discipline is everything, because in burnout, like going through burnout, I definitely learned like it's all about discipline. Like it's all about having structure or having some type of organization and being disciplined, because you will lose motivation a million and one times along the way. Like you will lose it every single step, every single turn, every single idea that you put out there, whatever you're trying to do. Every season of your collection, you will lose motivation. And like if you don't have some form of discipline to keep you going on those days, like it's downhill. Because like I've been so inconsistent with social media, but it's just like mentally I've just been out of it. Like I don't care about content because I'm too busy looking at the vision. So it's like I don't care about creating content right now because I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm trying to like speak to investors, and I'm trying to create consulting. Like I am trying to talk to investors and make business plans, and you know what I'm saying, like really work on finances and budgeting and how do I strategically get to the next level. I don't give a fuck about a reel right now, but realistically reels are how people find me. And I was even looking at my Instagram the other day because I like my impressions are down to like 68. It's like negative 68%. I am almost 100% gone, basically.
That's okay though.
And it's like having to maintain this. It's like I would get good and I'll be disciplined. I'll make reels and I'll come up with content, and then I just stop. And then I'm living off of the old stuff. But then it's like people know it's old stuff. So I'm constantly trying to find a motivation to like what I want to talk about today is not what I wanted to talk about a week ago.
Right.
So it's like right now, what I'm wanting, what I'm trying to talk about, maybe because I move too fast. My mind is just like here. And then when my mind is slowing down, yeah, it's like when my mind is slowing down, it's slowing down because I'm focused. Like right now, I'm focused. Like we have meetings, we have people to talk to, we're trying to get money so we can go to the next level. So I'm like right here. That's all I can see.
It's time for you to form your team. You know how I always be like, I want to get like a college student and have an intern or whatever? You definitely need one of those.
I need one so bad. I need to be able to afford one.
Chelsea's looking for an intern in Charlotte.
I really do.
An intern is free.
I know, but
because they're going to get all the knowledge and whatever from you.
I need to figure that out. But there's this complex that I have of being Black kids in high education and not being able to take a part of great opportunities because you can't afford to work for free. So it's like I play back and forth with this because a lot of Black people, a lot of Black kids lose internship opportunities because it requires them to be free. And most Black kids can't spend a year working for free. And that's like a thing. So like people keep telling me,
I mean, but you are in a city where there's tons of schools. And I just bet there's a handful of kids that are privileged enough to be able, young adults.
I don't know how to go about getting it.
Do that.
And I really, truly don't think that I don't see what other people see in me. Like, I know I'm smart. Like, don't get it twisted. I know a bitch can get some shit done. Like, don't get it twisted. I know who I am. But at the same time, it's like when it comes to hiring people and feeling like, okay, I can get an intern. It's like, I don't feel like I deserve an intern. That's that survivor's room, that Stockholm syndrome. That shit start kicking in. And I'll be like,
definitely deserve an intern.
I know I need one so bad because I just need somebody to do email marketing, social media.
To learn that is so fucking major.
Yes.
That's major.
I need to be like,
I think if you go, you can definitely do that, because if you go to, what is it, Johnson C. Smith or whatever, UNC, and you find somebody in the business school that whose studies align with your vision, they're going to be so grateful.
Yeah.
Like just to get that experience, like, and to be, because I could imagine like if I was in college
I would
and
love
a
to have someone like me.
active entrepreneur,
Yeah.
huh?
I said I would love to meet. I would love to have met somebody like me.
Yeah, see,
What?
an active entrepreneur allowing you to learn what's really going on.
That's a dope.
Like, and even if you only get reached out from or by, if you only get 2 or 3 people to respond to a flyer or whatever, like that's enough. You only need one person.
Yeah. That's
And
my
I bet you it's 2 or 3 people that are privileged enough. Like you got to look at it like this. Like
today's time.
God put you in this place. Yeah,
can
God put you in this place for a reason. He put the idea in your head for a reason. You got these tasks. You're only one person, again, with the idea. So I just bet that he put somebody else in a position to where they can do what they need to do, but also be able to help you carry out what you're trying to do. Because again, I think it's so major to have a dream that feeds other people.
Yeah, because it's so hard to do it alone. Like you really can't do this alone. Like you can't. You really can't do it alone. And it's like I want to take so many people with me. Like I truly believe I want to take people who want to work.
Yeah.
I don't want to take people who just want a free ride, but I want to take people
Right.
who do want to live more intentionally and live a better life.
People that's only there for the photos, like
Mm-mm.
look what we did.
And you will happily get X the fuck out. I have been friendless for a long time. I am not in need of a bitch to take a selfie with me. Like
Right.
you will quickly be revealed to trust and believe.
We're gonna take a picture with this logo and keep it pushing.
Right. But I definitely do want to take people with me because like we really can create a village. I feel like there's so many people. And every time I think about the things that I want to do, I always see myself doing it for people in Cleveland. Like people always tell me like, no, just do that shit in Charlotte. But to me, it's like, this is where I come from. And I truly feel like
And they don't need it.
they don't need it. The sun shines here. Facts. Like the sun shines here. I truly don't believe they need it. Like I really, everything I do, I see myself doing it for my people. That's why I'm like, I want to talk to the beauticians. I want to talk to the chicks in them shops. I want to talk to the chicks doing nails. I want to talk to the people that's working and don't want to work because it's a way for everybody. Like I be talking to people all the time. Like I told an old coworker the other day, I'm like, you keep trying to figure out how to get into entrepreneurship, but you're not looking at the little shit. You got to realize every single thing around us is a business. This chair is a business. This cup is a business. What's in this cup is a business. My hair is a business. You know what I'm saying? Like the rug is a business. The cord is a business. Every single thing we touch, we do, we see. The fucking air is a business, basically.
Yep.
We pay taxes to have clean air. Like every single thing we do is a business. And I was telling them, I was like, look at that sign. I was like, that business had to pay for that 15-mile-an-hour sign to be right there. You trying to figure out how to be what you see and not realizing it's so much shit around you that you look at every day and you not realizing somebody had to purchase that. Somebody had to purchase the open sign that you see. Sell the open sign.
They're not realizing there was a need for that. That's like the number one thing to think that people are missing. Like, let's just sit back and think, like, what do we need?
What do we need?
Shit, we need special light bulbs. We need big light bulbs, little light bulbs.
Like you don't have to.
We need candles.
Invent something new. All you have to do is take something that is needed and bring it to people that don't know they need it right now. Like our mission is to educate Black people about how to build and run a business. They don't even know they need this shit right now. They feel like they good with cash in hand lifestyle. They don't even realize that making $5,000 a week ain't shit. You have to make $83,333 every single month to be a millionaire. And realistically, you got to make more money than that because taxes are a bitch.
Yes.
You have to make $83,000 every month to be a millionaire. And you mean to tell me you think your $5,000 a week is doing something? Like, nah, we
That
have to,
$5,000 a week ain't doing shit
it's not
but
doing nothing.
buying shoes.
It's not doing nothing, but I can show you how to take that
Paying for Spectrum.
$5,000, yeah, and make, take so many ways to make more money. But like what we're doing, we want to show people like, look, you thought you was doing something, but let me show you what you could be doing. That's it. That's a business.
Period.